Hey everybody, it's Charlie from DM Sound, and today we've got the sound system demo on the 2023 Acura Integra and its 16-speaker ELS Studio 3D audio system. This is going to be an in-depth review. We're going to take a look at how the infotainment system works, take a look at audio inputs, adjustments, and controls. Then we're going to look at speaker locations, and then head out on the road to listen to these sample tracks while we're rolling, and I'll give you my thoughts at the end. Now, if you don't care about any of that stuff at the beginning and you just want to hear the music, click ahead in the video. We've got chapters to get you right to the tunes. And I recommend listening with headphones so you can hear what I hear in the driver's seat. Before we get started, let's hop out and take a look at it. Now, I know a lot of you have been asking for this car for a long time. Sometimes just the way that the press car rotations go, we don't get into things right away. And this was one of the elusive ones for us. I quite like this car. It's a cool package, a lot of great things going on. I quite like the Civic as well that it's based off of, so no big surprises there. If you do want to see more on this car, check the link in the description. Chris Brower is going to be doing a fuel economy test, and of course we've got a DM review. Now, we always do these tests with lossless, uncompressed WAV files on a USB stick plugged directly into the system, and high-quality Roland binaural microphones in both of my ears, giving you the most realistic audio system demo on YouTube. We also do the test with the sound settings set to their factory default, so let's take a look at those now. This is essentially an identical infotainment system to what you get in a Honda Civic. It doesn't have the special Acura branding or kind of user interface or anything like that, but it's okay because it does work pretty darn well. Let's go home here and then up to our media screen and then over to sound, and you've got treble and bass and mid-range adjustments here. Let's go through those. Going back, you've got adjustments for front, rear, left, right, fader, and balance, as well as audio zones if you want a quick hop to front only, driver only, rear only, or full vehicle. And then you have DTS Neural Surround to turn on to create a surround sound experience from a stereo music source. So this is essentially a fake surround synthesizer, I suppose. It's the surround setting that you see in a lot of different cars. Activates these ceiling speakers. I don't mind it. It sounds pretty decent. It's kind of a bright sound, having these kind of high-end tweeter sort of speakers right near you. Let's turn it off and on. I'm going to do most of the testing with DTS Neural Surround off because that's going to give a more true to recording sound, but I don't mind it as far as surround adjustments go. Then you've got speed volume compensation, so as you get going faster, the volume's going to increase. And that's it for audio adjustments. For audio controls in the Integra, you have a nice volume knob here. It's got good clicks. And then you've got a volume rocker on the left side of the wheel. For track selection, you've got physical controls below the volume knob, physical controls above the volume rocker on the left side of the wheel, and then controls in the touchscreen if you're in the proper menu. For audio inputs, you have your standard AM, FM, Sirius XM satellite radio, Bluetooth, wired and wireless, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto support. It says Amazon Alexa built in. I don't know exactly how that's supposed to give you an audio source. I don't think it has like Amazon Music necessarily. And I believe that is it. Well, you've got a USB-A port right here. I should mention that as well. So what does that mean you're missing? Well, there's no USB Type-C for data. This is simply a power point there. And then, like I said, no sort of streaming services built in, no Pandora, Spotify, Tidal, anything like that. And no 3.5mm auxiliary input jack, so you are a little bit more limited on how you can get high fidelity music in the Integra. Speaker locations. As I said, this is a 16-speaker system. Starting in the bottom left, you've got a door woofer there, 1, mid-range there, 2, tweeter 3, 4 center mid-range there, 5, 6, 7 on the other side, 8, 9 surround speakers up in the ceiling, and into the back seat, 10, 11 tweeter, and then what I assume is kind of a mid-range woofer there, 12, 13, opening up the trunk, 14, 15 up here in the D pillars, and then 16 subwoofer right there. Okay, I'm gonna get this stuff put away. We're gonna head out on the road. like the power and the clarity and the range of these ELS systems. And it's no different here in the entry-level Acura, the Integra. I will say the elements of the music are turned up a notch. They're brighter, the treble is higher than I think it should be, and the bass is higher than I think it should be, and that's even coming from me, whose preferences usually are to crank the treble and the bass up a little bit. They really amplified the system to kind of sound a little bit more special than I think it's true to the recording. So that's a bit interesting, but I think a lot of people are going to like that and be impressed by it. This next song, we're going to turn that bass all the way up and see what we get. Dipping a little bit on power, but it is a strong bass sound. So it's good, but it's not the most resounding, powerful, rumbly bass that you could imagine. Wrapping up my thoughts on the 16-speaker ELS Studio 3D system here in the Acura Integra. This is the most impressive system I have heard in a car of this category, this size, and especially at this price point. If you're looking to maximize your sound experience and keep it under $40,000, this car should definitely be on your list. It's a high A rated system. It's not quite up there in the S. Part of that is because the car is still dealing with a good amount of noise intrusion. Yes, this sounds quieter than a Civic does, but it's still not serene inside like you'd get in something like a full-on luxury vehicle. But I'm having a hard time coming up with cars around this price point and in this class that sound any better than this, if even as good. The only one that I think comes close is the Mazda 3 with its Bose system and the Mazda CX-30 as well. Those are pretty darn strong, but they don't provide the soundstage that this system does. This system sounds more dynamic. Like I said, I'm just not a huge fan of the way that they tune the mids and the lows to really kind of over-exaggerate the features in the songs that I'm listening to. I've heard these songs thousands of times. I know exactly what they should sound like, and they don't always sound super accurate on Acura ELS systems. But I'm really happy with it, and I've liked listening to my music in here. I like the infotainment, and I think you would too. So if you want to see more on the car, check the link in the description, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from DM Sound, and as always, drive on.